forward to Dan Sauvé. Dan Sauvé to Eric Budgel. Eric Budgel does not have a count on. Dave Milks is not near enough to start the salt count. Dan Sauvé with the disc, marked by Damien Kwok. BFC works them backwards. Dave Milks with a very aggressive mark. Dan Sauvé saves that pass from Eric Budgel.
Really great defense here.
Stifling defense by BFC.
It's a man-on-man defense, so they're really pushing them into that back corner where that wind is pushing them.
And the inevitable turnover when that kind of pressure is applied. I think Rob Solid should have looked to punt that disc for field position.
I think so as well. They're trying to play with it around too much in their end zone, and they got caught. Now, you can see the defensive play here. He has nowhere to go, so he forces a throw, and of course...
Dan Sauvé could not save it a second time. Damien Kwok playing a very tight defense on Mr. Sauvé.
There has to be a lot of communication between the handler and the dump, the last person back in there, and it didn't seem like they have that, or they were too far into the end zone.
Dave Milks, very dangerous player, makes a smart, safe decision, bails it. BFC looking for the bail. Alexander with a disc, looking for a cut, decides to bail. Good, safe decision. Mr. Milks with the disc.
Pushing the back a little bit.
Nice put forward. Might have been a travel on the throw. Wasn't called. Dave Milks waiting for a cut. We have Jameson McKay deep. And Damien Kwok just on the goal line. Jameson McKay finishes it off.
Makes it look really easy when it's when all the cuts are there and the throws are really sharp and crisp.
Good point by BFC. High pressure defense, man-to-man defense. Solid. Trying to work the disc around. So Jameson McKay, nice strike.
And he was wide open in the end zone because he actually cut off of Dave Milks' throw and then anticipated the throw to...
was that Damien Kwok with the disc?
Yeah, Damien Kwok, and then Jameson was wide open in the end zone.
A lot of speed on that field for BFC. If Solid is thinking about the game today and what they need to do, they really need to consider how important field position is going to be. The intensity of the defense from BFC should have shown them that. Should be looking for field position and then applying a good, strong defense.
Frankly, Solid's got to move this disc quickly on this. They've got to get that pull, and they've got to get that first throw off very quickly, and they haven't done that yet, and I'm a little surprised at that.
I would also think that Solid should be considering applying a little more criticism to the kind of defense that BFC is applying, because quite frankly there have been a couple of points where BFC has been too close, too aggressive on the mark. This is a non-contact game, and they have been fouling some of the Solid handlers.
And they're putting on a straight-up man-on-man too, and I think they're having a lot of hard time, beating that because they are a little bit quicker.
Wind keeps changing direction here. It's pretty tricky. We've seen some throws today where the disc in a typical throw. Oh, that was not in bounds. His first point of contact was on the line, which would be out of bounds, but it's not called by BFC.
But that was a much better play by Ali to get that disc fast in his hands.
Sean Harkness intercepts that pass, which would have been intended for Ali Rigo. Harkness forward, lovely low to high throw, rising throw to Pat L'Esperance. Pat puts it forward. It was Seton Sibert makes the catch. Big pull down by Kenny Alexander, throws it forward.
Great throw.
Lovely throw.
Nice control with the wind died down a little bit, so you can get that forehand out. The forehand is a little trickier into the wind because you can't do the air bounce like you saw over here on the backhand throw. The backhand, you can utilize that ground to make the disc go low and then rise up a little bit. Whereas the forehand, you can't really do that. The better throwers can do it.
Here we have the replay. Big pull down. Alexander looks forward, releases immediately. Stall count couldn't have been more than 3. Who's that in the end zone pulling that down?
It looks like Seton. Seton Sibert.
Great work. What they like to call double happiness.
Looked like Kenny Alexander had a little bit of eyes in the back of his head. He knew exactly where Seton was there.
He didn't waste any time in putting that disc forward. Very strong offensive play by BFC.
And it seems like BFC is trying to run away with the game a little bit. It's time for Solid to come up with some solid offense.
Now, let's see. This would be Solid's offensive line. We've got...
It looks like they've changed it up a little bit.
For the men, we've got Russ McDonald, Paul Chambers, Mike Hill, and Manny Munoz. Defensive line for BFC. Sean Harkness is marking the disc.
I mean, Manny is the captain. He's always puts a great team together for pretty much every tournament. He's been playing for probably 20 years now, I'd imagine.
I don't think he's been playing for quite that long.
He started when he was